Today's Alicia's curtain call is, I pulled my gun on him. Let's see.
Video shows mid-beach homeowner confronting burglar.
Yeah, I pulled my gun on him. Video shows mid-beach homeowner confronting burglar. Suspect caught after manhunt. So what happened here? Talk to us.
So this one's kind of interesting. So this happened in the state of Florida. The article itself comes from WSVN.com, which is a local news agency in Florida, in Miami Beach, Florida. And so what we have is, based on the article, honestly, was a little bit kind of all over the place. And so there actually, thankfully, was a video linked to the article, which helped it to make a little bit more sense. So what we have here is we have a gentleman who owns property in Florida. It clearly is a very large property with multiple homes. There's a courtyard surrounded by various buildings. It's a large property.
Gotcha.
And so what it states is that this homeowner, he does have a wife and he has children, and he states that his home security cameras alerted him to someone on the property. So someone was in the courtyard area.
Never a good feeling.
Not good, right? You know that they're not good, not there for something good.
Right.
Was the middle of the night. And so what this homeowner did is he handed his wife a handgun, and he took one himself, and he went outside in his bathrobe. Now, the article stated that he went outside in his bathrobe with his firearm and a flashlight. And one of the parts that I kind of personally find a little bit confusing is they talk about how this person got into the property and was taking things out of the refrigerator, yogurt in particular. But then the article just talks about the occurrences in the courtyard. And so it was a little bit confusing. But by watching the video, what we see is that, yes, the homeowner did leave his home, entered into the courtyard, and this burglar had broken into one of the adjacent buildings. Gotcha. So still part of the property. There's multiple homes on this property. And so this burglar broke in. And so he had taken some things, primarily food from the fridge. This homeowner, the really key fantastic thing is he had a firearm.
The burglar was taking food.
Took yogurt out of the refrigerator. Yeah.
Fruit on the bottom or regular?
That's a great question. Didn't clarify.
Okay.
That does make a difference, right?
It
does. Right.
Was
it Greek yogurt?
I mean, you kind of think like, well, he's taking food. That's so violating, though. That's so creepy that somebody's in your house doing something as private and personal as taking, digging through your refrigerator.
Right, and you can see in the video that this guy had a covering on his face. He was all set up. He was ready. This wasn't just someone walking down the street and saying the wrong house.
I think just somebody that comfortable inside your home is creepy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Just let himself right in.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So our homeowner was able to then kind of get this guy out of. He scared him off. He basically presented the firearm and was able to get this burglar to then leave the premises, where the burglar proceeded to jump the fence and to then hide himself on an adjacent property, where law enforcement then did come and find him.
And we have video, right?
We do.
All right, let's watch the video.
Now, in just one station, a homeowner speaking out after confronting a suspected burglar in the middle of the night. He then took off, triggering a manhunt before being caught and cuffed by police. 7's Alex Browning is live in Miami Beach, where it all happened. Alex?
And Ethan, you can imagine how startling this was, all of this happening Thursday. The alarm goes off, the dog begins to bark. This homeowner grabs a gun, then finds out that this intruder raided his fridge, grabbed the yogurt, and then took off.
The only thing that was going through my mind at the time was to protect myself and my family at all costs.
With a gun and flashlight in hand, a Miami Beach father facing a home invader.
And the dog was barking. One of the alarms sounded. I checked the cameras. I saw him downstairs in the property.
It happened overnight Thursday on Pine Tree Drive near 41st Street. Baba Joshua Yesharim says his 4 kids and wife were home when this crook entered his house and, strangely enough, only raided the fridge.
He took a few of my kids' yogurts from all we can find. We can't really find anything else. He could have taken, or tried to take, I should say, a lot more. I don't know. I assume he wasn't there for just yogurts.
Yesharim catching up with him in the front yard, which is gated.
I pulled my gun on him, and I told him to freeze, to stop. He looked at me, and he started running away from me, and it looked like he went toward my neighbor's house and hopped the wall there.
Police called and quickly got a chopper in the air and boats in the water nearby. More than a dozen Miami Beach officers flooded.
So what, it seems like maybe this guy changed his mind or something. What are some of the lessons learned here? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
There's a couple of them. One is kudos to this guy for having a surveillance video in place, like camera, right? Because if you can see what's happening outside your home, you don't have to open your door to investigate. You don't have to look out there and kind of open up a barrier that keeps you safe to see what's happening. So I love the idea of a camera on the outside of the home showing that too. He had a firearm available and he had it and he was able to get to it. Not only that, but he doesn't say in the video, but in the article it states he also armed his wife before he went down. So he wasn't going to leave her up there without something of her own to protect herself with should something occur. And so he armed her before he went outside.
Gotcha.
Right? And now, a couple of things, though, too. One is I personally wouldn't recommend pursuing.
That was a bad idea.
I wouldn't recommend searching and going out. Now, we don't know the setup. I mean, you can see on the video, this is a large property. I don't know. I mean, apparently there are multiple entrances. And, maybe if his kids were on a different part of the home to where this person was accessing an area of the home that the kids could have been. I mean, there's reasons where I can see where it might be legitimately a reason to do so. But if you don't have a reason for safety of yourself or your family, stuff is stuff. This is Florida too. Florida's a little bit different than California law.
But going down the hall to make sure your kids are safe is one thing, but going out into a courtyard and pursuing somebody who's leaving,
that's not so good, especially here in California. Again, Florida's a little bit different.
Yeah, we don't have we don't have the full story, but I can't imagine that's ever a good idea.
That's what I was saying. I'm not sure of the layout and the design of the home. I don't know if the kids are younger, if they're older. Maybe they have kind of separate wings of the home that they're in. I don't know. That's one thing that wasn't really clear. But if when we go outside to proactively go out and make someone change their mind or to leave our property in California, that can be a bit of a problem if we do it with the firearm. Right. We have castle doctrine in California, but castle doctrine doesn't apply to your property. It applies to the structure of your home. Right. So
do we know when he called 911?
It doesn't state. We don't know.
When should he have called 911?
I would highly recommend before you even
immediately
before you do anything else, right? Get help started on the way. That's a good question. We don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but things he did well. Video camera system was in place, and he used it. Right? You can have it, but then if you fail to check it, what good does it do you? So check it and see. And then he had the firearm accessible and available, and he did happen to have multiple, one for him and one for his wife. I think that's a great idea. Anybody who's a sane, moral, prudent person that's able to safely handle a firearm, absolutely. At legal age, right? Absolutely. And, you got to take into consideration, do I shelter in place? And he made the choice to go out. I don't know that I'd recommend that. Yeah. We got to kind of take this into consideration. But
fortunately, everybody was safe.
Everybody was safe. And they did catch the guy.
And they caught the guy.
I don't know if they got the yogurt back, though.
Grand theft yogurt.
Was it strawberry? I don't know.
I don't know. What's your favorite? I like the pineapple.
I'm not a big yogurt fan in general.
Is pineapple allowed in yogurt? Or is it like same people that don't like it on pizza? They don't like it in yogurt?
Well, I like it on pizza.
I like it on pizza too. So there
you go.
And yogurt. All right. Well, there you go. All right. That is your curtain call. Sponsored by Cargo. Check them out. Thank them. Be a good customer. Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media. And check out our website at gunownersradio.com.